The RRSP versus TFSA decision seems straightforward. Pick the account you know, make your contribution, and carry on. But in 2026, that simple choice becomes one of the most important tax decisions you'll make because the financial landscape has shifted. And here's the part that surprises almost everyone. The wrong contribution choice today doesn't just cost you a bit of tax now. It can quietly inflate your income for the rest of your life. It can affect your CPP and old age security benefits. It can change your withdrawal flexibility. It can even determine whether you end up paying thousands more in taxes in your 60s and 70s. And no one at the CRA will warn you. Your tax software won't warn you. Even your annual tax return won't show you the long-term cost. RRSPs and TFSAs both build wealth, but they do it in completely different ways. One lowers your income now, but raises it later. The other keeps your income lower later, but doesn't help you at tax time today. And in 2026, with rising incomes, inflation-adjusted contribution limits, and more Canadians holding six-figure RRSPs and TFSAs, the decision is becoming more complex than ever. If you get the order wrong, you may still feel fine today, but your future self, the one relying on predictable retirement income, will feel it in ways that are hard to reverse. Hi, I'm Tanya Solsla, investment advisor and financial planner at CG Wealth Management. If you're a high-earning professional, a couple in your peak earning years, or someone preparing for retirement over the next 5 to 10 years, choosing between the RRSP and TFSA in 2026 isn't a simple contribution choice. It's a long-term tax decision. My role is to help you look ahead, not just at your tax returns, but how every contribution affects your retirement income, your tax bill, and the lifestyle you're protecting. If you find this valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more expert financial content. Let's break down exactly how RRSPs and TFSAs work in 2026 and how to choose the right account for your goals, not just your tax return. Section 1, your income levels in 2026 shapes your entire strategy. There's a reason accountants love RRSP contributions. They reduce your taxable income today. But here's the truth most people overlook. The RRSP only makes sense when your tax rate today is higher than your tax rate in retirement. If you're earning roughly $120,000 to $170,000, that deduction can make a meaningful difference. You're saving at high tax brackets today, often 38 to 48% depending on your province. But if your income is in the $60,000 to $100,000 range, many Canadians end up contributing to RRSPs and then withdrawing at similar tax rates in retirement. In those cases, the RRSP becomes less of a benefit and more of a tax deferral that doesn't produce real savings. TFSAs, on the other hand, don't give you a deduction now, but their withdrawals are always tax-free. If your retirement income is expected to be similar to today, that tax-free flexibility becomes incredibly important. So the first question to answer in 2026 is simple. Is your tax rate today higher or lower than your tax rate in retirement? Most Canadians guess, but the math is clear and it determines everything that comes next. Section 2, the hidden retirement tax trap of RRSPs. RRSPs don't feel like a future tax burden because all you see today is the refund. But RRSP growth comes with long-term consequences. Every dollar inside an RRSP is fully taxable when you withdraw, counts as income for the CRA, can trigger OAS clawbacks, can push you into a higher retirement tax bracket, can increase your RIF withdrawals at 71, and if one spouse passes away, creates a much larger tax burden for the surviving partner. This is the conversation most Canadians never have. They see the deduction now, but not the liability later. High-income earners with large RRSPs, often $700,000 to $1.2 million by their early 60s, are especially at risk of future bracket creep. And here's the surprising part. RRSPs can actually increase your taxes in retirement if the account grows faster than your future lifestyle needs. TFSAs do the opposite. They lower future taxable income, reduce clawback risk, and create a tax-free cushion for unexpected expenses, travel, family support, or long-term care needs. Neither account is perfect, but they behave very differently. And that difference matters more as your RRSP grows. Section 3. Your 2026 cash flow needs cannot be ignored. This is the part most financial plans overlook. RRSPs lock in your money. TFSAs preserve your flexibility. If 2026 is a year where you need liquidity, want to build a stronger emergency fund, are planning a home renovation or a major purchase, are navigating income uncertainty, are preparing for a parental leave or a career shift, or you simply want the ability to adjust your plan without penalty, a TFSA contribution can give you that breathing room. RRSP early withdrawals trigger withholding tax and full income inclusion. TFSAs give you the ability to withdraw and recontribute the next year with no penalty. And for many Canadians in their 30s, 40s, and early 50s, the flexibility can actually matter more than the immediate tax refund. Your contribution choice in 2026 should reflect your real life, not just your tax return. Section 4. Your retirement timeline changes the RRSP versus TFSA math completely. Most Canadians assume they'll retire around 65, but many end up retiring earlier, sometimes by choice, sometimes by circumstance. And early retirement fundamentally changes the RRSP versus TFSA equation. If you retire in your 50s or early 60s, you may experience a low income window before government benefits and RIF withdrawals begin. This window is incredibly valuable. It allows you to withdraw RRSP funds at low tax rates, convert RRSPs to RIFs strategically, reduce future mandatory withdrawals, minimize clawbacks, and smooth out your lifetime tax bill. In that case, contributing heavily to RRSPs in your working years can be extremely tax efficient because you're saving at high rates and withdrawing at low ones. But if you're likely to work later or have strong income sources in retirement, you may not get that low income window. In those cases, the TFSA becomes the superior long-term tool. So your expected retirement age, the real one, not the assumed one, matters more than most people think. Section 5, 2026 contribution limits and indexation still shift the balance. RRSP limits continue to rise because they're tied to income. TFSAs adjust based on inflation. And for 2026, the limit has been confirmed to remain at $7,000, the same as recent years. Even without a limit increase, the TFSA has quietly become one of the most powerful planning tools available. Many Canadians now have $150,000 or even $250,000 inside their TFSAs, and every dollar continues to grow completely tax-free. By comparison, RRSPs grow tax deferred, which means taxes are waiting for you later. The real advantage in 2026 isn't the size of the contribution increase. It's the cumulative impact of years of tax-free compounding and the flexibility TFSAs give you in retirement. It never causes clawbacks. It never pushes you into a higher bracket. It never affects income-tested benefits. It gives you tax-free income to manage lifestyle costs. It complements RRSPs, pensions, and non-registered investments. It lets you handle irregular expenses without penalty. That combination is incredibly powerful for long-term retirement planning. And many Canadians still underestimate how important the TFSA becomes for protecting both lifestyle and taxes later in life. Section 6, the smartest strategy for 2026. Use both, but in the right order. Instead of choosing RRSP or TFSA, many Canadians benefit from using both strategically. Here's the step-by-step framework many affluent families use. First, if your employer offers an RRSP match, Take full advantage. That match is guaranteed money. Second, max out your TFSA for long-term tax-free flexibility. Third, if your tax bracket justifies it, contribute additional amounts to your RRSP. Fourth, review this strategy annually. Your income, retirement goals, and cash flow needs will evolve, and so will the math. This approach balances both short-term tax relief with long-term tax efficiency. It reduces future clawback risks. It creates flexibility, and it helps you manage your lifetime tax bill, not just this year's refund. No two Canadians will use the exact same mix, but everyone benefits from understanding the order that fits their goals. The RRSP versus TFSA choice might look like a simple contribution decision, but in 2026, it has real long-term consequences. Make the wrong choice and the impact may not show up for years. You may face higher taxes than expected. You may lose benefits unintentionally. You may have less flexibility than you'd hoped. Make the right choice and you're building a retirement strategy that supports your lifestyle, protects your future, and reduces financial stress. This is less about picking an account and more about choosing the future you want. If you want a second opinion on your plan, book a time with me using the link in the description below.